September 2025. So I've marked out just the Asia ranges and the dog going crazy. So you can almost, I mean, again, a lot of the time this week, all we've been waiting for is Asia range to go and then see if we can get a trade. And it's just targeting 3R, not looking at getting anything more than that in these examples. Because again, I've had plenty of good entries this week, but because I've overshot the target, it's either come back, stop me out, and again, just stick to 3 and you should be fine. So potentially there was 1, 2, 3 trades that would have won. Trade yesterday would have stopped out, and I'll go over what's going on at the moment and that type of thing. So Monday we had Asia. London pushed out. London swept Asia. So let's just make this a bit bigger so it's nice and clear, right? So London opens, takes out Asia high, and then just before New York, price sweeps liquidity as a strong reaction down, and at the New York Open, price pushes down again. And I did just drop down to the 5-minute, and again, I think there's times where you can look at the 5-minute if the price action is very extreme. Now, on the 5-minute, there's clearly a point of interest that price drops down at New York Open. If you'd entered at the start of that point of interest, it's like a one-tap entry because it's obviously on the 5-minute rather than waiting for confirmation. That's what you've got there. So that would have eventually rolled over and hit 3R. Tuesday. So Tuesday, Asia low got swept first in London, and then price came up in just before New York, swept the high, and this was that position where we had New York Open, left in balance, order set, 3R would have been hit nice and easy, so that one nice and straightforward. Then we've got Wednesday, so again, London opens, takes out the low, just before New York, we take out the high. There's no imbalance on the candle, so New York, if you'd set the order before New York Open at the candle bodies, again with a 100-point stop, you would have hit 3R pretty quickly. That would have been literally 2 candles, you're in and out. Just to give some idea, that's how quick it would have taken to hit 3R there, so nice and straightforward. Yesterday, nothing was taken during London, so price came up, swept the high, obviously no imbalance, so set the order at the body highs. This ran 2 point, call it 2R. You would have got a 2R out of that. So again, at that point, at break even, so nothing really lost there because again, price action was a bit crap. So that's what we got. Now, today, London, again, nothing's happened. We've swept the Asia high coming into New York, and it's pushed right up to this point of interest on the 15 here. We've had a reaction. So there's 2 ways you can sort of look at playing this. It's either you wait for confirmation or you can look at a 1-tap, and I think a 1-tap would cover the highs just about. So again, I'll put that on there just for the sake of seeing what's going on. I think on the 4-hour as well, or is it the 1-hour? Yeah, that's right at the top of this extended wick. So this is a wick I was talking about earlier in the week that price may want to come and fill this because it's so large. So yeah, that's where we are. Just got to grind through it. And again, you can see essentially this week price has sort of been very range bound. So if I just remove all of this, yes, price hasn't really gone anywhere. And you know, on the higher time frames, it's been very much respecting the 50 EMA. So we are at the extremes now. Again, one thing I've noticed on the higher time frame, if we just draw a line here, we've had that directional wick fill where all these wicks, price filled it, and then right up here, quote unquote would be where the extremes are. So daily, again, we're sort of back in this. It's been a bit of a weird week this week. We filled that weekly wick up here with this week. And as I mentioned, because we've had that directional wick fill here, potentially, price could want to come back down here first before moving higher. But obviously that's just looking at stuff. So as it stands, we'll see if we get a confirmation entry on the 15. And again, it is just looking at confluences like if Asia's ran and there's a point of interest above Asia, how often does price run to that area and give you, because sometimes you're not going to get a confirmation entry. Sometimes a one tap is going to be the best thing to do. Tied in with that, we've still got a couple of Asia lows that haven't been filled. So one is this Asia range here, which the low has not been filled. And there was, I think, Asia low from yesterday. Yeah, so this low down here. So that's what we've got. Again, just putting bits and pieces together. But again, looking at even just if you're just using the 15, there's certainly easy ways to get two solid good trades a week. You know what I mean? So it's just having the, again, what I've got to work on, the ability just to wait and then wait and just try and figure out what's going to be best. So yeah, these two Asia range lows are still in play. Higher time frame, I don't know if there's much else really to look at other than, we've got a daily point of interest here, which is sat within, as I mentioned, that weekly point of interest down here. Sorry. Where does that line up with? So yeah, I'm just waffling now. But yeah, certainly lots of good things to go by. Yeah, that weekly low is miles away, so I'm not going to even entertain that. And just look for 3R. So again, potentially, if this one closes below, leaves imbalance, would 100 points cover that? Maybe not. That'd be nice. And then again, you've got that sort of one tap as well. And I think on the 5 minute I looked earlier, I don't think it quite hit the order block there. Let's have a quick little look. Oh no, it came very, very close. And then on the 5 minute, we've got a very big engulfing, but again, is that just going to come down, hit this, go higher? Who knows? But yes, that is where we are. Overall, as I said, good week. Lots of things that are building confidence in that, we can get the right moves. It's just curbing the bad habits that I've created, setting things up. So yeah, onwards to next week. And yeah, it's not rocket science. Just got to have a bit of patience.